Hey y'all, this is AL Think Madame, and this is yet another installment of the Married Man Side Heffa Saga. So, hopefully, this will be brief, like no more than 20 minutes. So, let me go ahead and get started. So, I ended up having to be working with the side chick yet again. I had to work with her, I had to get paired up with her again on Friday when I came in because her partner didn't come to work. And I'm just like, we're in Virginia. I don't understand why y'all won't just fire her. Like that's literally what you can do here. She don't do nothing. She don't bring nothing to the situation. Even when she was here all the time, she wasn't doing no work. She stayed off the line. She stayed out of. She just stayed doing everything but actually working. And I'm like, child. Mm-mm. But I had to work with her. It wasn't a terrible situation. I'm still side eyeing her. I don't trust her. I don't care how nice she trying to be now. I'm just like, you came at me sideways for no reason back then. Back then, you didn't know me, and you didn't like me for no reason. Like, child, I ain't got time for it. So anyway, old boy, I told y'all he's back. He has been staying low key. He ain't been trying it. He ain't been pushing it. He just been like waving and going on about his business. Thank you, appreciate that, all of that. Good. The OG married dude. Um, I had to work a lot, y'all, because my birthday was yesterday, which was February 14th. So I had to work 3 days. Now I'm off until this weekend because I took off. From here on out, I will be taking care of myself. I don't care if I sleep the entire time, which is what I did yesterday. I ain't do nothing but sleep. Got up at 8. And there were so many shows I wanted to watch, y'all. I watched most of Bel Air. I watched um I'm watching, what is it called? Sweet Magnolias. Child, it's so many things that I ain't watched that I should have been watched that I'm trying to catch up on this week. Like, it's a lot. But I've been asleep so far. I ain't washed my hair. Well, I washed my hair. I ain't do my hair. I was supposed to do my hair for my birthday. So I got off Sunday and anticipated everything that I was going to do. I was like, oh, let me go on ahead and get home, wash my hair. I had errands to run that Saturday and that Sunday. So I'm gonna get to that later on. Anyway, but yeah, my birthday was yesterday. I guess if you want to contribute something to show your love so that I can get me a camera so that I can get landscape situations going on where I'm still looking directly into the camera instead of having to look over here with my eyes, because if I turn my phone that way, that's the way it looks, then feel free. It's AL Thick Madame, the same way that it is here on Cash App. Anyway, y'all, work went well. I ain't really had that many issues with nothing. It's just that my job feel like, oh, she gonna be off. Let's try her. Let's work the mule out of her. Let's put difficult people with her. I had to go off on my coworker, but that's the way that he receives what he needs to receive from me. Now everybody else has issues with him. I mean, he be doing a lot, but I'm gonna go off and you gonna do what you supposed to do because you're not finna work the mule out of me. I'm already doing the most for myself over here on my end. I'm not finna do your job too. So anyway, I had to go off on him all day. Like, I really was. People be looking at me like, I'm like, y'all don't. I be wanting to tell them, y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand what I'm dealing with when I'm dealing with him. Y'all don't understand. I have to do everything short of cussing him out in order for work to get done. And that's normal. And I think he gets off on it. But he do what I tell him to do. Y'all, every time he was going to go to break, I said, hey, you better come back on. Like, I really went off on him. I had to tell him he better get back on time and all of that. He be acting all lustful. He don't be saying nothing to me. He be talking to other people. But he be acting all lustful. He's talked to the married dude who said that he getting a divorce. Child. Anyway, speaking of, he reached out to me yesterday and wished me a happy birthday. Everybody named Mama was reaching out yesterday at the woodwork. Child. Oh, Lord, y'all. Oh, my gosh, there's so many people. This is like my second time trying to do this video, and I'm glad I did because I left a whole important person out. So he reached out. There's this guy who was trying to talk to me that I told him off rip, I don't want nothing. And he had been trying to date me, all this other stuff. Child, this boy done went off. I had to cut him off because he was doing stuff that was triggering me. And I'm like, I'm not gonna sit up here and support a friendship where I don't believe in what you throwing out there. Like you putting up crazy stuff. I don't support nobody laughing at stuff, talking about molestation and rape and all that stuff. When you know I'm a rape victim, you know that I've been raped, you know that I've been molested. So he reached out randomly the other day. I think he reached out on the 12th. I think he reached out on the 12th because I didn't respond initially because I wasn't going to respond. But then I thought about it. Child, I thought about it. And so I reached back out to him because I'm like, what you're not finna do is lie. Because he made it seem, he was like, oh, hey, old friend. I was just reaching out to you because I thought about you. You crossed my mind, even though you deleted me on everything for no reason. But that's okay. And I was like, you ain't finna try to low-key throw no shots at me when that's a whole lie. I don't just disassociate myself with people for no reason. So anyway, and I told him in advance. I wrote up under the post that he put up there. I sent visual footage of me saying that I'm done dealing with you. I can't deal with you no more. Like, whatever. Like, this man grew to actually love me. And I had to tell him, like, you need to save your love for somebody else. It ain't me. I'm not meant to be with you. You ain't got your life together. I ain't got my life together. You young. No. Child. Y'all don't understand. This man loved me. Like, it was bad. So, anyway, so I got to the point I was like, you know what? Let me reach out and say what I need to say. So I was like, first of all, like don't try to play me. I told you exactly what was going on. Don't try to act like I just up and ghosted you. Like that's not what happened. I went over what it was as to why I was done with him. That was it. Cool. Man, this man gonna send me messages talking about, oh, I didn't know that you had been raped and molested. He kept trying to apologize to me for that. He said, I didn't know I offended you. You know I would never try to offend you, whatever. And I'm just rolling my eyes the entire time watching these video messages because I'm like, sir, leave me alone. And then in one of them, he was like, you know what? I want to call you. You know what? Forget that. I'm going to call you. So then I'm watching the message as he's saying that then he's trying to call me. I said, man, I don't want a video message, nothing. I don't want to talk to you on the phone. Ain't nothing to talk about. So I ignored it, and then I got on there and did a video message. I said, we have nothing to discuss, so you might as well stop trying to call me. Child, he kept sending video messages, and he just kept apologizing. And he was like, I really hope that we can get back to the way things were. No, that's not what's going to happen, sir, because you want me. And I'm not trying to be with you or nobody else. And you don't bring nothing to the situation that would be of any use to me. That would be helpful. Like, it's too much. It's too much. I can't do it. So, child, he really keep on trying to reach out to me. He keep on apologizing. I'm like, okay, you can apologize all you want. And then within that message he sent to me when he reached out, talking about, I don't know if you got a man or not. Well, he basically inferred that I had a man. And I'm like, why is it that when I don't have no dealings with y'all no more, for whatever reason, y'all automatically think, oh, well, you got a man, so that's why you don't want to deal with me no more. I can be woman enough to say to you, you know, I don't want to deal with you because I know you like me like that. And so, you know, I might need to distance myself from you and not have any association. I can be woman enough to do that. So I don't know why. And then I'm not going to sacrifice real friendships anymore because I'm dealing with a man. So that's another thing. I'm not doing no more. So, I don't know why that's the general consensus that men have. I'm just over here thriving. Like ever since I stopped dealing with him, I had so many great things to pop off for me. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he was a terrible person. It's just when he started sitting up there, you ain't fit to sit up here and share stuff and be laughing at stuff and doing all that. I told him, be yourself. I appreciate you being yourself. So continue to be yourself. You're immature. So until you decide to grow up, do what you do. You're at your immature stage. Do what you're going to do. You're living life. I'm not going to stop you. I'm believing. I'm choosing to believe people when they show me who they are, and that's what's going on here. So he was like, yeah, I am immature, and I do need to grow up, and I am growing up and I haven't even been on social media like that since you blocked me on everything, whatever, whatever. Y'all, I blocked him back in July. I stopped dealing with him in July. He came out of nowhere. And I was just like, look, I ain't got time for this. I know I have video proof. I don't know if it was in my phone when my phone, I had a brand new phone. This phone that I'm on right now was a brand new phone at the time. And so I didn't know, I had forgotten the timeline as far as when I cut him off. So I was like, it's either in my old phone or it got deleted. And I didn't know whether or not the messages will pop back up because everything has switched over, and everything that switched over, as far as those messages were concerned, they weren't going to pop up. So I was like, I know I sent you the messages, so don't sit up here and try to act like I'm just creating a scenario out of thin air as if I'm just going to ghost you for no reason. I told you. Child, I popped that old phone back on. Tell me why the message popped right up. Because I was like, I know I'm not crazy. I say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to video record the video of where I'm, and I politely turned it around and showed him and just played that and let it cut off. And I sent it to him. And he was like, oh, wow. Well, I'm just now seeing this. You ain't just not seeing nothing. It said delivered on that one. So don't try to sit up here and try to play. That's why I've got to a point where I keep receipts now. People be really trying to play me. And I'm like, I have no reason to lie. I have no reason to lie. I don't like for people to lie on me. That is something that triggers me in another way. Don't ever in your life try to lie on me. So I have no reason to sit up there and just be like, oh, I'm just going to distance myself from you for no reason. I told you the reason. I was very specific as to why I was done. So then he was like, oh, okay, whatever. And he kept on trying to apologize. Child, leave me alone. I said, look, I ain't got time for this. I need to get off here and do my hair. It's my birthday. I'm going to get off here and enjoy my birthday. So then he going to send me a message talking about, oh, if I'm not mistaken, today's your birthday. Child, I rolled my eyes so hard because it's like you just heard me say in this message that I'm finna get off here because I'm trying to enjoy my birthday. I ain't did my hair yet. I need to do my hair, which I haven't done because I wasn't motivated to do it. I ain't feel like doing it. People done pissed me off because, child, I'll get in that later dating time. But anyway, so yeah, child, he done came out the woodwork. The person who I probably would have been happily married to came from out of nowhere on social media of all places, ain't gonna tell me happy birthday. So I looked at the message, I said, thank you. But how dare you reach out to me on social media instead of texting me? Because you know you got my number, so I don't know why you're trying to. I didn't understand. Because I'm like, sir, you have my number. So he was like, well, unfortunately, I don't have your number anymore. So then I turned it into a drama. Like, I turned it into a slight drama. I was like, that's interesting. I see how you do me. I understand I ghosted you in the past, but you ain't got to hold it against me like that and just delete my number. Like, dang. And so he was like, man, if you don't shut up. He said something about body slamming me. And I was like, I might like that depending on how I land. He was dying laughing. He was like, man, shut up and send me the number. I was like, so I made him sweat for a little while. And then I reached out to him because I still had his number or whatever. And so he said, happy birthday again. And he cleared his throat and he said, happy birthday again or whatever. And I said, thank you. I asked him what was he doing for Valentine's Day. He said nothing. He was currently working and then he was about to go to lunch. And I was like, okay. And I was like, well, you need to go ahead and treat yourself. You need to do some things for yourself, sir. You need to go ahead and set it off. You need to have something set up for when you get off. You deserve that. So anytime I say anything like that, he completely ignores me. And it's like, I be really trying to get him to say something and move on, I guess. But it's like, he liked me. Like, he really genuinely liked me, and I ghosted him. And for those of y'all who don't know, I ghosted him because back then, to me, because he's so fine. If y'all was to see him, y'all be like, ooh, child, I understand. He is so fine. And I'm looking at me like, I see me, and I see him. And I see cheating in the future. That's all I see. You too fine to just want to be right here with me. Because I don't see that. I just feel like you're going to cheat on me, so why? Why should I subject myself to this when I already know what the outcome's going to be? Let me just go ahead and exit stage left. That's what I did. Ghosted him. He trying to call me. Like, he was about to let me meet his mom and everything. Like, we would have been happily married. Like, he is such a good dude. I have crossed paths with a couple of really awesome dudes who ain't never switched up from the day I met them. He's one of them. I'm gonna tell y'all about another one in a minute. So he reached out, all of that. The married dude reached out that told me he was going to get a divorce. He said happy birthday. I wouldn't expect him to reach out, but he did. I'm glad he added extra to it. Two of my friends, my male friends, that like me. They've always liked me, but I'm not the slightest bit interested in them. I've never been attracted to them like that. They reached out to me and told me happy birthday. I've had certain family members to reach out, tell me happy birthday. Child, tell me why almost everybody was threatening me. I was like, wait a minute. So my brother reached out, right? And he said, happy birthday, enjoy your day. I said, thank you, I'll try. So he gonna send a meme of, who was it, with guns. And I said, you better enjoy it. This wasn't a request. This wasn't a request. I said, you better enjoy it. Threatening me. I was like, why? Like everybody and their mama was threatening me. I was like, why? And then I did a screenshot of the message that my brother sent. And everybody was dying laughing because it's like, why are y'all threatening me on today of all days? Then my friend, she ended up messaging me, telling me happy birthday. A couple of my other friends, my friend who might be related to Cornelius from last seasons of Ready to Love, she might be related to him. They have the same last name, even though I don't mean that. I'm just saying, they might be related. My other friend, she set it off like a week ago. She told me that I had a gift coming in the mail and that I better not open it. And I'm just like, all of y'all know I don't like surprises. Like, why do y'all do this? Like, I don't want to wait. I want to open it now. So she had to go off and tell me not to open it. So I waited and I opened it at like 4 something yesterday morning. And I loved it. It's a very decorative tea. I don't even want to say teacup, child. It's like glass. It's like a glass. It's like a tea glass, if you will, with a stirrer. Y'all, I have been wanting a little like stirrer that is specific for like teas and other beverages like that. Child, I have some in like saved on websites like for years. I've had them up there for years. Meaning I was still in a relationship with my ex. That's how long that stuff been sitting in a wish list. Like, and I ain't never pulled the trigger on it. I don't know what's wrong with me. But I was like, oh my gosh. I didn't tell her I wanted none of that stuff. She sent me this other stuff. She sent me a candle. Child, listen, I'll probably put it in the community post. Y'all see it. But she sent me stuff. Then she ended up calling me later on after she got off work and was going off. Everybody was looking at her like she was crazy because she was in her car going off singing and all this other stuff. And she said anytime somebody drive by or walk by, she was going to scream. And she did. Like, I'd be in the middle of talking to her. She'd be like, it's my friend's birthday. Ah! Like, really was going off. I was like, oh my gosh, you are so embarrassing. But anyway, she set it off. And we had a great conversation. The guy who I keep telling y'all who were watching the recap reviews that I did of Ready to Love last season, the guy Cornelius, the guy who, to me, he kind of looked like he could be related to him, like a cousin or something. He reached out. To make a long story short, he and I have amazing chemistry. He's just really young, and neither one of us are ready for a relationship. He doesn't want a relationship right now. I don't want a relationship right now. We aren't trying to be together. It's nothing like that. I'm just trying to, what I do need to convey is that, when we first met, y'all, right about now, I would have a baby. I'm just trying to tell y'all, that's how strong the connection was for no reason. I don't even understand why that connection was so strong. It was so random. Like, when we met, it was crazy. It was crazy how fast we connected. It was so crazy. I can't. When we get together, it is crazy. I don't be understanding because, like, that's the guy I told y'all about. Any of y'all who were, like, newer, I told y'all that this stuff happened with Astrofest. He was going to Astrofest because he lives for Young Thug for some unknown reason. But anyway, he wasn't going to go to the first part. he was going to go to the second part. So he came by to see me. He came all the way from another part of Virginia, over an hour one way, to come see me. 2 days in a row, mind you. When nobody else here in the city he was trying to see, it was me. Over an hour one way to come see. Child, he did the absolute most. But anyway, but yeah, he reached out on my parents' anniversary, which was the 12th, and said, hey. And so I said, hey. So when he didn't say anything else back, I thought that was just one of his moments where he was reaching out, letting me know he was all right, and then going back into hibernation. And I'm here for that. Because he's gone dark on social media. He don't talk to nobody. Like, if he ain't talking to his grandmama, his mama, just his relatives or whatever, like just those particular people, he ain't talking to nobody. And then if he does talk to somebody else, I'm the first one on the list. So he reached out to me. So on the 13th, he reached out to me and was like, how you doing? I said, I'm doing great. How are you? He was like, I'm doing all right. I can't complain. I'm in Virginia. Like, he was all excited about it. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, what you doing here? I was like, ain't nothing to do in Virginia. What you doing here? Ain't nothing fun to do. No. This is what happened. This is where we got to the fun part. He said, I'm in Virginia. I was like, what? What you doing here? Because I'm confused, because he said he wasn't, like, unless something happened, he wasn't coming back to Virginia for like the next 2 years. And he's only been gone since whenever that second day of Astrofest was. That's when he last was here. So I was like, what you doing here? So he was in meeting. He literally was in a meeting right then and there. I'm guessing it has something to do with the military. So he's here for meetings. He was in meetings all day. That day, it was raining. Then it was supposed to turn into snow. It was supposed to snow for 5-6 hours straight. So I asked him wherever he was. I was like, well, is it raining there? And he laughed and was like, no, why would you ask me that? I was like, because it's supposed to snow for like 5-6 hours. He was like, oh, okay, no. He was like, oh, that sounds fun, getting snowed in. I was like, no, it's not. I hate snow, whatever. And I was like, now, ain't nothing fun about Virginia. That's when he was somebody that sounds fun, getting snowed in. I was like, child. Anyway, the conversation escalated a little bit. So he was talking to me. He was like, yeah, so he was just talking to me. So then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I'm talking to you right now. I gotta ask you something. So he was like, okay, what is it? So I asked him, I said, do you have a cousin named Cornelius? He was like, no, I don't think so. Then he came back with another message and was like, what's his last name? So I was like, I don't remember. I think, and I was trying to think, I just knew it started with a B, if it's correct. And I kept trying to find it because I know I saw it somewhere when he did an interview and he had his whole name up there or something. I think his last name is Bryant. And then I thought about it in that moment. I was like, oh my gosh, one of my friends, her last name is Bryant, and she's from the DMV. Like, she's the one who's from DC. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I wonder if that's his cousin. I didn't even think nothing of it. So I explained to him the situation, which was that they kind of favor and their smile is definitely alike. For whatever reason, he jumped the gun and basically was inferring that I wanted to know if they was related or whatever. And, he was over here thinking that I'm trying to be with him or something. And I'm like, oh no, that can't be what he thinking. So I said, huh? Because he said, hopefully y'all work. And he basically was talking about me and Cornelius. And I'm saying to myself, child, if you would have saw the show, ain't nobody here for that. Ain't nobody who has common sense will be here for that. No. So anyway, I'm like, what are you talking about? And so he was like, yeah, I might come to your city. So I was like, now didn't we just have this conversation? Ain't nothing to do in Virginia. So he was like, never mind. I was like, nope, we're not doing that. He said, we're not doing what? I said, you're not going to sit up here and gloss over all of that and just try to dismiss stuff. We going to talk. We're adults. We ain't finna do that. Because he tried it. He tried it for like 6 months where he just ghosted me for no reason because he thought that I wanted more than a friendship, which I don't. So I was like, you really sat up here because you thought that I fell in love with you and ghosted me. Like when he was here after the Astrofest situation happened, we had that conversation because I asked him, I said, what happened to you where you came out of nowhere. I don't even know how he found me first, second, and third of all on Instagram, because he don't know nothing about this life. He don't know nothing about my email addresses. I don't know if I came up as a suggestion. I don't know. Anyway, I had a friend. I had you know what it is on Instagram. I was like, what is this? I looked at the picture. I said, I know that ain't him. Why he reaching out on here, but he won't respond to me when he got my whole number? What is going on? So I accepted it, but I was like, I don't know. I'm just gonna wait and see what he do. And eventually he reached out. But yeah, when I had him in person, that's when I finally got him in person. I finally got him in person because he was doing a private, not private. He was doing a secret mission in Texas when he ended up leaving, and he got stationed in Texas. So now he's about to like do something else. So he's trying to tie up loose ends and do whatever, because he about to go and redeploy and all this other stuff. Oh, child, it was a lot going on. So anyway, I read him. I was like, why did you ghost me? Then that's what he told me. And I had to go off because I'm like, we already discussed this. Why would you sit up doing this? So anyway, after all that was said and done, he kept hugging me and apologizing and whatever. And I'm like, So I played this game with him where I was just acting like I was just so hurt and betrayed. And he kept feeling sorry for me. I was like, oh, let me keep on milking it because it's hilarious and I love hugs. So yeah, let me just keep milking this. That was funny. But anyway, he hasn't come. He was gonna come yesterday. Well, no, he was gonna come on the 13th. I got tired because he had been in meetings and stuff ran over, and so I had gotten sleepy. And my plan was to sleep anyway. I ain't did my hair. All I did was I washed my hair, and that was it. I told him what I was gonna do earlier, so I had got off the phone and I had washed. No, I had washed my hair when I got home Sunday. Yeah, day before yesterday. I keep saying yesterday because it just turned the 15th now. So anyway, I told him I need to do my toes, I need to do my hair, I gotta do all these things, but I don't know when I'm gonna do it, whatever. So he was trying to come through on the 13th. So I'm like, I mean, cool. It is what it is, you know. But then that's when I ended up messaging him, telling him that I can't because I'm finna go to sleep and I don't know if I'm gonna wake up, whatever. I don't want him to be coming here and be expecting me, and he ain't gonna be able to get in because my building locks. And I don't be hearing nothing when I'm asleep. I just don't in most cases. So then he didn't say nothing to me yesterday, which was fine. We had texted all day. It was crazy how much we were texting on the 13th. But it's fine. I don't think he remembers that yesterday was my birthday, and I'm happy because he would have been doing the absolute most. And I don't even really, I don't want people to be like, oh, let me do this. You ain't got to do all of that. I'm a simple girl. It ain't that deep. But I mean, people be wanting to show their appreciation. People have been really, really, really sweet. Y'all, next person that reached out. Child. And this is still something that I gotta wait on because I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm gonna check on it now. I don't think he said that. It's this dude who a year and a half ago, he was trying to talk to me. And I told him I'm not interested in nothing, but he was telling me his personal situation. And I saw it with my own two eyes. He was about to get kicked out because the guy he had been living with, because he's young, y'all. He's young, he's another young one. He was about to get kicked out because his roommate's girlfriend was about to come back. She had been in the military. You see all these people in the military, child? She was in the military and was about to come home within a certain amount of time. So he didn't have nowhere to go. The place he was working at, because of COVID, they was sitting up there and not really working them like that. And then they was holding his check and all this. So he wasn't able to buy groceries. He hadn't eaten in like almost a week. Y'all, I told him that's no way to live. I've already been there, done that. And I told him that I would go and get him some groceries or take him to go get the groceries. I ended up going and getting him because he didn't have a vehicle like y'all. I'm just saying. I feel like it's the social worker in me that was doing the most. But I went and got him. I went and bought over $100 and some worth of groceries for him because he had at least a couple of more days before he was going to get kicked out. I was helping him with places to go for people who are homeless that might be able to get him into a place. Like, I was doing the absolute most, child. Doing the most. I ain't even a social worker in this moment. So, he reached out of nowhere yesterday. Found me. Don't know how. I don't know how. He said, oh my gosh, I've been looking for you. I've been searching for you high and low. And I finally found you. Thank God. So I messaged him. I thought about it carefully, and I'm gonna tell y'all why in a minute. And I said, yes, I remember you, because he asked me. He was like, I don't know if you remember me. I was like, yes, I remember you. Why were you looking for me? Now I asked that, and I'm being careful in my questioning because not long after I did all of what I did for him, Facebook came out of nowhere and suggested him to be a friend to me. I was like, wait a minute, this is like, oh boy, look at the page. The page is active. And everything that he had been telling me, it was syncing up, how he was about to be homeless, all this other stuff, cool, whatever. But then he had not long after that gotten with some woman. So he has a girlfriend. And I'm like, okay, let me go see if he still got a girlfriend. So I looked him up. He just celebrated a year and a half in January with this woman. So I'm like, okay. So why would he be reaching out to me? I'm going to see what he say. So I'm going to keep y'all posted on that because I don't understand why he would be reaching out to me. Unless he's just going to say, thank you again for the food. Thank you for rejecting me because I found my queen. If that's what it is, that's cool. But I don't. If it's anything outside of that, I don't know. I'm gonna keep y'all posted. But anyway, y'all, I ain't mean for this to be 30-something minutes. My bad. It just so many people came out the woodwork. Lord, I was like, why? So much random. It was random. People that are from my past that I live for. But there are other people that I don't live for. And I'm like, where you come from? You doing a lot. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in and hanging in there, listening to me ramble on and on. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to do the married man side Heffa Saga because the side Heffa been acting like she got some sense. And the married man, he been acting like he got a little bit of sense because he ended up getting cold in the vid. But a lot of people do be approaching me that's married, child. So I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, thank y'all again. Subscribe to my channel if you have not done so. Give this video a thumbs up. Let's talk about it down in the comment section. What y'all got going on?